students, standard 8, the chapter number 4 in chemistry, we are doing the revision, materials, metals and non-metals. In last few sessions we talked about the physical properties of the metals, physical properties of non-metals, and then we saw some chemical properties also, like reaction of metals and non-metals with oxygen, with water, etc. Now, as we know that the metals react with oxygen, make oxide. Non-metals also react with oxygen to make its oxide. Then we saw that some of the metals are so reactive that it cannot be exposed to air. Like sodium. Sodium cannot be kept in the water also, as it is reacting vigorously in water and start burning. So it is kept in corrosion. Now, today we are going to talk about the reaction of metals with acid. What happens to metals when they react with acid? So generally what happens, some of the metals when react with acid, they produce a gas, that is the hydrogen gas. Because when we take the metals, when they react with acid, then some bubbles of gas is coming out. Now, if that gas, if you taste it with the help of burning matchstick, then you will hear a pop sound. Pop sound is because hydrogen is combustible gas. And if you take the lighted matchstick near it, it will react with the oxygen to make water with pop sound. So, most of the metals, when they react with acid, then they produce hydrogen gas. Some at room temperature, some at high temperature, and so on. While some of the acid do not even react with acid. But you can see that copper does not react with dilute hydrochloric acid even on heating, but it reacts with sulfuric acid. And thus we can say that some of the metals do not react with some acids, but they react with some other acids also. But generally, most of the metals react with acid to produce the hydrogen gas. And the non-metals generally do not react with acids. Most of the non-metals, they never react with acids. Then reaction with base also. So acids, base. So metals when react with base also, they produce hydrogen gas. With acids and bases we can add here. So metals react with a base and produce same thing, hydrogen gas. But the non-metals react with base, but that process is very complex, and therefore we don't have to discuss about that things. So metals when react with a base like sodium hydroxide, they produce the hydrogen gas. So you have to remember that metals and non-metals both, metals when react with acids and bases, they produce hydrogen gas. Non-metals do not react with acids. They react with base, but the reaction of non-metals with base are very complex, and therefore we don't have to study about that reaction in this standard. So now another main important reaction of metals is the displacement reaction. What is their displacement reaction? Generally, the metals are differently react with other chemicals, and on the basis of their activity, reactivity, a series is made that is known as activity series, in which the highest reactive metals, middle and very less reactive or non-reactive metals, they are arranged in an order. Now in a displacement reaction, what happens that the most reactive metal, means more reactive metals, can displace less reactive metal from their salt solution, and that is known as displacement reaction. For that we can conduct an activity as shown in the activity 4.8, in which what we have to take, we have to take 5 beakers of the size 100 milliliter and label them A, B, C, D and E5. Now what we have to take, in each beaker we have to take 50 milliliter water and dissolve any substance that is given to you. Like in beaker A, you have to take copper sulfate and put some zinc granule. Copper sulfate and zinc granules. In the other one, what we have to take? We have to take copper sulfate plus iron nail. Iron means Fe. Here it is zinc. Here there is iron. Copper sulfate plus zinc granules, copper sulfate plus iron nails. In beaker C, we have to take zinc sulfate, ZnSO4, and put some copper turnings, means Cu. In the other one, take iron sulfate, means FeSO4, and it also put some copper turnings. And in last, you take zinc sulfate, and in it take the iron nails, means Fe. Now in A, B, C, D and E, in 5 different beakers we took these mixtures, Now, after few minutes, check all the beakers and what happens in it. You will see some changes in the some of the beakers, but in some of the beakers there will be no changes seen. What will happen? That in beaker A, zinc replaces copper from copper sulfate. It means that here zinc is reacting with sulfate and it displaces the copper from it. It means that it takes place of copper and replaces the copper, displaces the copper. In this also what will happen if you put iron nails in copper sulfate also, iron will displace copper from its salt solution. So it will make FeSO4 plus Cu. So in this situation you will see that the blue color of sulfate disappears and the powdery red mass of copper is deposited at the bottom of the beaker. So in beaker A, you will see that in the beaker, the sulfate, copper sulfate has a blue color. Blue color will change and disappears and become colorless, and copper will be gathering at the bottom, the red color mass. Similarly, if you take in the beaker B also, the copper sulfate's color will disappear or little changed, and on the iron nails you will see a coating of reddish brown color, that is the depositing the copper metal. So here zinc also displaces copper from the copper sulfate solution. Iron can also displace copper from copper sulfate. Now we have to check in the another three beakers. There could have been displacement of zinc by copper in beaker C and by iron in beaker E. Similarly, iron could be displaced by copper in beaker D. Since we do not see any change in beaker C, we can infer that copper is not able to replace zinc from zinc sulfate. So here you will not see any changes. It means that zinc can displace copper from its salt solution, but copper cannot displace zinc from its zinc sulfate or the salt solution. Right? Because here it says that science is not arbitrary. It follows definite rules. And as I told you, the rule here is that zinc is more reactive than copper and iron. A more reactive metal can replace a less reactive metal, but a less reactive metal cannot replace the more reactive metals. So here you can see that here zinc and Fe, iron, are more reactive than copper, so they can displace copper from their solution. But copper is less reactive than zinc. So similarly, copper is less reactive than iron also. Therefore, it cannot replace the direct that. So in the beaker D and beaker E also is the same thing. It means that here you can see that only the more reactive metals can replace the metals which are less reactive from their salt solution. So that is the displacement reaction. So I hope there is a clear thing in your mind about the displacement reaction. Displacement reaction is between the metal and another metal's salt solution. But only the more reactive metal can replace the less reactive metal from the salt solution, but the less reactive metal cannot displace or replace more reactive metals from its solution. So that is the thing we have to understand about the displacement reaction. So now here there is a question. Give reason copper cannot displace zinc from its salt solution. I already explained you that between copper and zinc, which is more reactive and which is less reactive. So here zinc is more reactive than copper, but copper is less reactive than zinc. Therefore copper cannot displace zinc, because less reactive metal cannot displace or replace more reactive metal. Now first we will discuss about this and then we will talk about the uses. Question 6 is, can you store lemon pickle in an aluminium utensils? Explain. Now aluminium, what is aluminium? Aluminium is a metallic substance. It's a metal. And lemon pickle, what is the nature of lemon? Obviously it is taste sour, so it is a acidic solution. So now we know that we learn in the reaction of metals with acid that metals when react with acid, they produce hydrogen gas, and hydrogen gas can spoil the lemon pickle, and then we cannot use that lemon pickle as in our food. And therefore any sour substance cannot be stored in a metal solution, metal container, because metals react with oxygen, metals react with acid and produce hydrogen gas, and that hydrogen gas can damage our food and it will not be proper to eat that food. Therefore any sour thing like lemon pickle or any other sour thing, food item, you mustn't keep it any container which are made from aluminium or any type of metal. Now uses of metals and uses of non-metals. We are having a list, you can make a big list of uses of the metals. Metals are good conductor of electricity. Therefore copper, aluminium, metal are used in the power conduction, electric current, to pass the current and joining in our homes and everywhere. Second thing, metals are used in making the furnitures like cupboards, tables, chair, water bottles, etc. Then metals, the metals are malleable, and therefore thin foil of gold, silver metals are used for the decoration of some sweets. Aluminium foils are used to storage or packing of the food materials. Next, some metals are used to make jewelries like gold, silver, etc. All our cooking utensils, most of them are made of the metals. Similarly, you can add some more. The metal mercury, which is a liquid metal, is used to make the thermometers. Then metals are used in construction to make the doors, windows, etc. So you can make lots of uses. So you can write down few of them. Non-metals. Non-metals are also very useful. For example, the most important non-metallic element is the oxygen. Oxygen we take in for our living, for respiration. Second thing, the other is the nitrogen. Nitrogen is very essential for the plants to make the proteins, etc. Then the sulfur. Sulfur is used in the matchsticks and also in the explosives like crackers, firecrackers, etc. Then some non-metals are used like iodine. Non-metal used in the purple colored solution which is applied in wounds and as an antiseptic. Non-metals are used in fertilizers like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. They are used in the chemical fertilizers also. And it is essential for every used in water purification also. Chlorine gas, chlorine is a non-metal and that is used for the water purification also. And in this also non-metals also you can add so many other examples. So here we are going to finish today's session and the revision of this chapter also, and the assignment is discussed. You can write down example answers of it, and any confusion comment section there is for you. Thank you very much.